we met in high school, and I'll tell you the truth, it was a large high school, and we never saw each other before the day he came up to me at my locker, and he said, I think we're going on a group date this weekend to the county fair.
Yeah, the county fair. I had a really good friend that was good friends with her good friend, and they were like, you know what, your guys' personalities, we really think you guys would be a good fit. I was kind of shy in high school, and so it really took me a lot of courage to kind of go over there and ask her. So we went to the county fair together, and rode Ferris wheel and various rides and things like that, and just really clicked. So we're like, okay, let's do this, let's go. I of course asked her if she'd want to go to homecoming with me, and she said yes. And so started dating when I was a senior in high school and she was a junior in high school.
And we found out later, so we did all these, probably the kamikaze, those weird rides at the fair. Found out later on that perhaps we both really didn't like those type of rides, but we thought the other kids were doing these scary rides.
But we've known, since we had Lillian, that very moment that we wanted to grow our family. We just have more love to give. We just are really passionate about that.
But exactly what Todd said, this is something that's been on our hearts for a very long time. And we knew we just didn't want to give up on expanding our family.
One thing that really connects us is, being outdoors and riding bikes. We really like to go on bike rides.
Yeah.
Or Lily, just recently, you picked up
rollerblading around the neighborhood. We would go on walks every morning.
Right now she's playing softball and volleyball. That's another thing we really do together as a family. Really enjoy going out to the ball fields, and I help with coaching Lillian's team.
Usually whatever she's into, we become into. We play tennis, we like to ride bike.
Once it finally cools down a little bit, set up a tent in the backyard and just kind of camp out back there. Maybe watch a movie, get a fire going in the fire pit, and just kind of barbecue and hang out in the backyard. 2 summers ago, we actually did a trip to visit Ashley's brother and girlfriend in Finland. It was Lillian's first trip overseas, going to Europe, and we also went to Sweden and Estonia. We got to go hiking and do a lot of outdoorsy things. And
we went to a cool museum, the one that had Barbies.
The Barbie museum, yeah, that was
There's a Barbie museum there.
But we took a day trip over to Stockholm and went to Vasa Museum, which is a boat museum. It's really, really cool.
And then Estonia, do you remember climbing up that?
Oh yeah, we went in a really tall church where you climbed a circle staircase that went all the way up.
And I only climbed up a little bit.
Last summer, going to the Badlands and Mount Rushmore with our friends, and so
we went on a hike and we climbed a mountain by a log ladder.
Later that night out in the Badlands, because you're so far from civilization, that there's absolutely no light pollution. They had really high-powered telescopes, and they had an astronomer kind of walking us through and showing us all the different constellations and stars.
Having someone to play with and grow up with, maybe traveling or practicing a sport with them.
What's one of your favorite sports you'd want to play?
Softball. Honestly, really any sport. Draw a picture of me and a little sibling.
So we fell in love with our street because of the location of the house. There's lots of trees, a backyard, and just kind of plenty of room to spread out. Yeah,
we can literally just pack up, and Lily and I go down to the neighborhood park, go down there and play catch or hit the softball. There's a playground down there. There's actually a fishing pond in our neighborhood. So
we've been here for a few years, and everyone just kind of welcomed us with open arms. Some of the ladies on the block, we get together And then the men got together,
Play ping pong
yeah,
or
garages.
cornhole or something like that.
Yeah, and then
People-
the kids played together out front.
A lot of my friends live in the neighborhood, so I can just like walk to their house if like I want to play with them.
We'll do block parties.
Halloween in our neighborhood is a big deal.
My friend, she actually does a haunted house now every year.
Yeah, it's such a walkable neighborhood that, not exaggerating, probably 100 kids or more, wandering the neighborhood, going door to door. Halloween, I just, for whatever reason, this stuck with me when I was a kid. I just remember going to go to the house and they give you the full-size candy bar. And you're just like, oh, that's just awesome. And so every year, that's kind of my thing. And make sure, have the full-size candy bar so when the kids come up.
I watched Legally Blonde, and then that show that I really wanted to be a lawyer. Then I watched another show, and then this person was doing a really good job of being a criminal defense lawyer, and I read about it online, and it sounded really fun.
So I can tell you that Todd's a good dad, just because I've known him for so long that even when we brought Lillian into the world, I knew you were going to be the best dad.
Oh. Just seeing Ashley with Lillian, the care and passion that she has, always being on top of studying for spelling test or getting prepped. It's the little things that really add up that, sometimes it's just how does she even think about that? How does she know that that's something that's on Lillian's mind?
But I will say, you've always stepped up and helped her whenever she was playing a sport. You were her soccer coach, now you're her softball coach. You're right there helping her too. We both are full-on parents. We are
very
both
hands-on.
Hands-on, for sure. We tell Lillian now, we're going to be there when you're in college, your first job. We're going to be there every step of the way.
We're here to support you.
Yeah, just
whatever you want to do. She's an Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. We adopted her about 3 years back, I think. A best friend to Lillian, a true part of the family.
Yes.
And it's amazing to see Lillian kind of how close she is with Nessie, our dog. Always hugging on Nessie and getting licks and yes.
I'll read through her English work and it's a story about Nessie. And then she told us that the teacher read her recent story to the class. And again, it was about Nessie. We envision an open adoption with our child's birth mother. We've always thought that, we felt okay, as soon as we welcome this child into the world, we would like them to know who their birth mother is. We say they're the heroes here.
Certainly would be part of, the child's life going forward. And we feel very strongly that that's an important part of the whole dynamic, right? Is ensuring that the child knows who their birth mother is, mm-hmm. The special relationship, the fact that that we were blessed with you, and we definitely feel like the birth mother should be part, an active part of the family. It's open communications, sending letters and being part of the family.
In whatever form that looks like, we hope it's an open adoption, that she'll welcome us with open arms like we will with her, and we will share in the parenthood together. We've been thinking of you often, and you may not realize it, but we think of you every day, and we know within our hearts we have a loving home for your child to grow up in.
We're just so thankful that you're considering us and that you're going with this option. We just know all the emotions involved and how brave you are going through this. And we just, from the bottom of our heart, really, really appreciate and just so thankful that you're considering us.